A lot of baseball and softball players struggle to practice defense at their home. The four most common problems they run into are having no partner, not enough space, no time, and they don't know what to do. Today I'm going to show you how I dealt with all of these problems and show you my at-home practice setup. And hopefully it will help you eliminate all four of these problems and pave the way for a more productive and fun practice session. All right, so let's talk about the at-home setup and how this can crush the four problems that you might be experiencing. Now, most of us don't have a full-length baseball field in our backyard, so we're not able to get outside whenever we want and take those ground balls. That's where the space component comes in, right? We're able to get a lot of good work in a really small area. Notice I'm here in the garage, tucked into my squat rack, but here I'm still able to get the ground ball work that I need. Brazil has produced some of the best soccer players in the world. One thing they do over there, to develop their players, they play on a smaller court. They play a game called futsal, which is a variation of soccer concentrated into a smaller area. They're able to get more touches, more passes. They have a lot more going on in a smaller area, and it accelerates the learning process. We're trying to recreate that same idea here in this garage. Problem number two, no partner, right? A rebounder. When you have a rebounder at your house, and the location could be in your garage, in a basement, an extra spare room, but having it available and up and ready is a valuable piece. I hear this all the time. I don't have enough time to do the work that I need to do. Well, let me give you a trick. When you have an area that's accessible at all times, you have the rebounder up, you have a mat set up, you have your gloves and a ball ready at all times. Now all of a sudden those obstacles, those excuses, they tend to go away. Because we know if I have a few minutes in between tasks, I can come right out here and dominate 100 reps in just a couple minutes and then go back and finish the rest of my day. And then the fourth most common problem we deal with is you don't know what to do. This is where the low intensity skill routines come into play. Yes, they do help with the no time issue as well, because we concentrate a practice session in 5 minutes or less. But when you know what to do, you come out here, you have your tablet set up, and you just press play and follow along. Now all of a sudden the magic begins. You get a lot of reps in a short amount of time, you're competing against me, and it's gonna be over really, really quickly so you can move on. So the 5 essentials to my at-home setup, number 1 is the rebounder. Easy to tuck away, easy to travel with. This is the first thing. Number 2, the balls. This rebounder, you can use a softball, you can use a tennis ball, you can use a baseball, you can use a soft baseball. There's all kinds of variations here. Number 3 is a mat. A mat is important for a few different reasons. Number 1, to keep the ground that you're using protected. Trust me, your parents will appreciate that, protecting the ground if you're using it in the house or using it in the basement. But also it protects the ball. If you're using a ball on cement, it will get scuffed up really, really quickly. Having a mat for your knees, having a jump rope mat or some rolled up towels will also help when we're doing a lot of these routines on our knees. So just taking care of that dynamic as well will make this a lot easier. Essential number 4 are the gloves. Let's talk a little bit about these Valley gloves. This glove is always on my hand. I feel like it's on it at all times. That's why it's a little bit different color than the other Valley gloves, and it's ultra broken in because I use it all the time. I use it for infield, I use it for outfield, I strap it to my fungo and I travel with it all over the place. But the 975 glove was probably the glove I would recommend to anyone because it can be of use for any drill at any time. The second glove that I use and I recommend is the K47. This is an 8-inch glove, really, really small, heightens the focus of the drills we use. Now, one key to getting the most out of this drill setup is being able to heighten focus and try to achieve perfection and make things harder. We get better when we do hard things. When you have an 8-inch glove in your hand, you're doing hard things because you have to catch the ball perfectly in your glove or it's gonna pop out. Another thing that I have found with using this glove is it's very pliable. The leather is really good, but it's easy for a young kid to open and close it. So if you have a young kid that is new to baseball and you want to throw them some tennis balls so they can gain that confidence of catching a ball, this is a great glove. But don't get me wrong, this is not a kid's glove. Adult hands fit in it, and it is made for adults to dominate these low intensity skill type drills. And the final glove is a flexible paddle called the KK. I love this thing, and I use it for two different reasons. Number one, a big common problem with a lot of infielders is glove presentation. If you're an infielder that has their glove almost like a ramp, so the back of the glove is facing the ground, that's not what we're looking for. The ball's not going to hit and stick. We want to have more of a wall type look, not a ramp. This glove takes care of that issue. When you strap it on and you catch, if you have it like a ramp, it's gonna roll up and hit you right in the face. And kind of a secondary thing I found from this is players that are brand new to the game, that you wanna just give them some confidence and show them how to do certain things. This is a great glove. This is actually easier for very, very beginners to catch ground balls with than a glove because we have more surface area here. I had my 5-year-old, the first time she ever was out here doing some of these drills, throwing it off and catching it with this KK flexible paddle because it was just easier for her. She wasn't able to squeeze a glove, she wasn't able to catch it in a glove, but she was able to do it with this. And then finally, the fifth essential is the low intensity skill follow along videos. I'll be there with you. All you got to do is put the tablet up, press play, follow along with me. I have the programs already made for you. You get to follow along, and you know what? It's a fun competition back and forth between you and me. So those are the 5 essentials for your at-home setup for you to get the most out of a small area, even when you don't have a partner. Parents, one thing we want to avoid are the kids always needing you to set up a practice environment so they can get some work in. You have an at-home setup that's easily accessible. They're able to come out and work on their own without having to ask you to bring things out, find the balls, bring the rebounder out. It's a beautiful thing. It's rewarding when your kids find that initiative, do it on their own, come out and get some practice in. So hopefully these tips help you get your at-home practice session dialed in.